Hey everybody, this is Brett. Confirmed what I thought was happening in regards to the buffering when I go live. And I saw Dr. Rashid Buttar's live video, and it was buffering. It wasn't buffering too bad, but it was buffering, and everyone was saying, "It's doing it to him again." And so anybody with something to say that they don't like, basically that's what they're going to do. They're going to screw up their live streams by creating this buffering, hesitation thing. And so don't be surprised if that's what it's doing, because they've seen a few of my videos where I stated what I thought about the whole COVID situation, and that's what they do. So blah, 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 blah. But you never know. Maybe they'll lighten up. You never know. At this time, I kind of doubt it. Because as long as the virus is raging out there, But I've told you that basically the more it rages, the more people are going to learn. And hopefully, you would think, you would think that they would start to think like, man, maybe I should start eating some healthy food and exercise in front of the television or the computer all day long, But that's kind of what I do is I teach people that they need to get their acts together, and that's kind of my goal and my job. So, Are you guys getting me? Is it coming through at all decently? Because I've got good speed here. My upload speed is 3.5 megs. My download speed is like 20, sometimes 30 megs, and my upload speed is 3.5. So there's no way that this should not be going through well. So hey everyone. Is there anybody out there? Somebody could type something to say if I'm coming through loud and clear or not. But anyways, today I made a pair of orthotics, and I just packed them up to go to Ottawa, Canada. I don't even know where Ottawa is. Can somebody please tell me? Oh, good, Tori. Maybe it'll stay that way. But where's Ottawa? Is that on the west or the east? I know Vancouver is on the west side. Somebody was telling me that they live horrible. I'm telling you, when you're homeless, like I was a couple of months ago, you really learn, you really get to know like how people feel. And with winter bearing down on me, oh my God. And Chakra sleeping with me in the car, it was just horrible. The biggest problem was that there was just no places available for a reasonable price. I know people that work at the grocery store right here that one guy told him that I was paying $6.75 for this 2-bed, that job only pays $10 or $11 an hour, The minimum wage here is the minimum, like what is it, $6.50 or something an hour? But at the grocery store, they make a whole $10, $11 an hour, which still isn't enough to pay for squat. Those people, they have to eat the cheapest food. And like I was saying in a post the other day, it's really ridiculous that the substantial people, the required people, what do they call them? The people we really need to help us, to serve us, those people aren't making very much money at all. But these bigwig CEOs and stock traders and all those kinds of people, lawyers, those people are making millions of dollars. And I don't get it. And the cool thing though is that on the 21st of December, is supposed to be pretty significant. in regards to getting people to start thinking about what within 0.1 of a degree, really close. And if you look up in the sky right now, you can see them still coming in good. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And I'm going to do a little meditation, I think, on Zoom. So keep an eye out for an email, or not, maybe an email, but also a video reminding you. And I'll probably create a link for that soon for you. And we're just going to focus on some better days ahead. And some people, like somebody mentioned yesterday that, we're going to have another year just like 2020 next year. I don't think that's going to be the case. First of all, Donald Trump is going to be gone, hopefully. Secondly, we're getting used to the whole COVID, you know. One of the biggest things with it is stress, the initial shock that hits society, you know. And we were all just kind of like it was with 9/11. Those of you that remember that, way back in 2001, people were walking around like zombies. And it was horrible. We were all just in some kind of a shock state. Even though I had known things like that were going to happen eventually, it just kind of hit us. Same with this COVID, it all just kind of hit us. But I think we're acclimating. We're acclimating to it now. And also in the next few years anyway, maybe 5 years max. But I mean, we're talking about people that it's just like somebody with weak places. The people in our society, I think it's buffering. Is it buffering? Because I can see it flashing. The people that are the weak people in our society, those are the ones, you know, those are the weak links. And they're the ones that are going to cause all the havoc for everybody else. That's just how it is. It's just like a shoulder. If your shoulder was really tight and then you got jolted, it got jolted. Then you ripped some tendons because all the tissue was already tight. It was a weak spot. And so what happened? The shoulder caused the whole rest of the body. See, it's just like people. We're all connected. Okay, so blame it on the shoulder and blame it on the weak, fat, sick, full of drug people. That's the deal, you know? And until everybody starts to get their acts together, I mean, eventually, people, you know, when you see them at the grocery store and their cart is all full of that junk, they're going to be they're going to be thinking, like, man, I wonder if people are looking at me. And that causes all the grief for society. Because I'm the one that's susceptible to going to the emergency room and having to be put on a ventilator. See, it's not just them. It's everybody, because the more people are on drugs, the higher your insurance, your health insurance, which are other reasons, you know, because just like like I was saying, that guy that I know over at the grocery store, he can't afford to buy healthy food. Reasons. We were brought up to think that it's okay to eat chocolate cake for our birthdays, birthday cake. We thought that it was okay to eat birthday cake because that's what they taught us. I don't know who Big Lenny is. There are people that need to just get their acts together, and there are people those people need, you know, some breaks. They need some education, and that includes a lot of wealthy people too. You know, that they're part of the problem. The difference is that they can afford to pay for the health care, their own health care, but at the same time, there's still a burden on everybody else. And not only that, we have to all start thinking in terms of caring about everybody else, not just buying toys, you know? And everything, though, like I said, Everything has a way of working itself out. Hey, Michael, everything's going to work its way out because creation is so much bigger than we are. And sometimes, like, look at it. There's no way that we can see exactly how it's going to work its way out. But I guarantee you it's going to. Even some countries that are just a little bit beyond us, like the Scandinavian countries, the politicians in those countries, like in one that I saw an article where they don't make very much more than, hardly any more than your average worker, you know? Whereas here they're making a lot of money and they're rubbing elbows with all kinds of companies, you know? And see, in those Scandinavian countries, which is where my ancestors are from, those people think a lot more ethically. They know that they don't need all of that yada yada. See, when people are really greedy, and that's what happens with a capitalist society like ours. Okay, so you get a lot of people that come here and they came here and their genetics, health and healing, and I know the difference I've learned better. I know what really matters because I've been through 30 years of hell. That's the difference. And so when you've had the school of hard knocks, then you learn what really counts, what really matters. And I think that gradually, hopefully, those kinds of things, tough times, are going to teach a lot of people a lot of lessons. I hope this is coming in clear, y'all. Maybe they'll ease up on my buffering. I'm sure that that's what they're doing, because like I said earlier, I watched Dr. Rashid Buttar's live video, just a little bit of it today, and he's one of those controversial. So we'll see. Everybody else gets to come in nice and clear, but if you're controversial, then they'll screw with your live transmission. So how's it coming in now? Is it doing all right? Like, it looks to me like it's buffering. Anyways, at least the audio seems to come in good, right? Is the audio coming in okay? And it's the same road that Chakra and I would go walking on oftentimes every day, a lot of the time. And I was thinking to myself as I was driving down the road that chakra poop is scattered. Chakra poop is scattered along the road. And I see a lady walking her dog, and I pass her, and then I stop at the spring. A few minutes later, the lady comes walking up to us, and I went to pet her dog, and I said, I just lost my dog Chakra the other night at the vet. And she says, I know, I was there. She was there. This woman that I had just passed on the road that I met was at the vet clinic an hour from Asheville. Her dog had eaten a little piece of plastic, and so she took it to the emergency vet to make sure it was okay. And she saw my car. So, I mean, think about that. My car is totally unmistakable. It's got red and white barricade stripes on it, and the masks going out to the landfill, and the hospital workers. Think about all of those hazmat suits that are going out to the landfill, and like all kinds of things. But at the same time, a lot less gasoline is being burned because people are staying home, so that's good. It's really a big mental shift. It really needs to be a huge mental shift. And it's going to be. It's great. I mean, and it's got to beat on people for a long time, in my opinion. It's really it's good that it's gonna last a long time, because that's exactly what needs to happen. And it's gonna come, it's gonna go, it's gonna come and it's gonna go. And you know, most people that I know, they're saying that they're not even gonna do a vaccine. I can tell you for sure. That and then look at all the healthcare workers that are probably going to be forced to do one. And a lot of them really probably, I know a lot of nurses that are also holistic. You know, over the years, I've met a lot of holistic nurses that don't want anything to do with the drugs that they're doing, and they just do that job to be helpful and to try and create a coexistence between allopathic and conventional medicine. And so those people are going to be thrown into a corner and forced, probably, I mean, that's what I would guess, to do the vaccine. And I mean, I don't trust any of those companies, including Pfizer, at all. Looks like it's not buffering. I can tell because I can see if it's flashing a little bit, you know? Yeah. Anyways, so it'll be interesting. And then the thing is that if we start to see health issues in people and all these healthcare workers and people that are going to do the vaccine, then just listen to the audio, y'all. If we see a lot of trouble in that regard, then, I mean, and it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. And I think that that's going to be just another thing that's going to teach people a lesson, you know. You would think after all the commercials saying all the side effects about every single drug commercial that you see out there, you would think that people would know, that people would start to make more of an effort to eat greens, your natural antibiotics, your natural body cleanser, your natural cleaners, and more raw food and less gunk foods. You guys know the gunk food: wheat, dairy, mass-produced meats, processed foods, etc. You would think, right? You would think. But really, it seems to me that people just won't change until they're forced to. And that's why I think it's just all a blessing. You know, any kind of adversity that comes into this world that forces people to get real on just about any level, it's a blessing. And you got to look at it that way. And you've also got to be prepared mentally. And I'll tell you what, here's something you can remember for sure. Here's a good one for you to remember. Thanks, Joe. There's really, especially now, with all this stuff going on, there's no time. There's absolutely no reason, no time, nothing to be focusing on the news. I mean, unless you really need the polarity of it. But the reason is because life is just too short to waste time. And there are too many things that you can focus on. When I get done here, I'm going to go in the bedroom, I'm going to start studying astrology again. I'm learning astrology any chance I get, and I'm trying to make money in the future and help people. And there you go. Figure out something that's in demand and just go after it. And some people might think, well, if without a degree, that paper on the wall, then it's not really good for anything. And that's not necessarily true. Of course, astrology doesn't have any degree hanging on the wall. But it's really, really technical, and it's really, really something that people, a natal chart shows where the planets were in relation to the Earth at the exact moment that you were born. And it was profound. I'm still learning just from reading things on my natal chart. One of the readings that I got from that natal chart readings, it goes on and on and on. It's like, I don't know, it's like 40 pages long. And the first elements of it's really amazing, seriously. And I know how heavily the moon affects me. The full moon is so huge. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm independently and on my own studying that I like to do that. But I might actually specify a time of the evening that I should be doing that. Right now it's 7:45 Eastern time. So, maybe it'd be good to do that from 9 to 10 every single night and just keep working on that. And in a couple of years, I'll be good enough to start doing consultations with people. And so it's much bigger than the sun signs. Yeah, and the Saturn return in Aquarius, and there's a bunch of people realign into ideas and community. Yeah, so like I said, the alignment of the Saturn and Jupiter together on the 21st in Aquarius is a big thing. And that's one of the things I want to really study more, because I like to study a lot of different opinions. One of the cool things about living in the world we live in now is that you can look at all these different articles and listen to all these different videos and hear all the different opinions on a specific element of astrology or any other thing. And the more opinions that you listen to, the more you start to learn different, ideas, and you connect the dots, and you see, you get a deeper understanding, because a person that's got understanding from 10 of the best astrologers in the world is somebody that's a lot more adept and versatile than somebody that just has their own opinion, and that's it. And if you have the ability, but it's kind of like when I learned massage. I learned Thai massage, and I really enjoyed it, but I learned different types of Thai massage, and I combined that with different things that work. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Sometimes they don't work, different things. It's kind of like, I don't know, mixing garlic with something sweet. That doesn't work really. And so, like cooking. I need some water. Can you hang just a second? 9 people are watching. Cool. Sorry, it's buffering, but like I said, because I'm a controversial figure, that's what they're doing to me. YouTube is doing that to me and other people, that they don't want too many people to hear our opinions. They don't want our opinions to spread. Because we like to tell the truth about things, and people aren't ready for the truth. And if they're not ready for the truth, you know what they'll do? They'll complain. They might not watch the commercials. If they don't watch the commercials, then the people that are paying for the commercials, they won't run as many commercials, and then YouTube doesn't make as much money. So if you're just joining us, you might just have to listen and not pay attention to the screen because it's buffering a lot, because YouTube is doing that. But let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Is there any question? Because I would like to tell you that my attitude towards that, anything violent like that, is my same attitude towards the news now. I'm not consuming anything with my eyes or my ears that's like comparatively compared to the things that I would consume with my mouth. Think about all the different things you guys know that I don't consume with my mouth. But you can compare the television shows and the books and the music, whatever. You can compare all of that with the food in the exact same way. So if it's ugly, if it's aggressive, if it's violent, all of that kind of stuff, I'm not consuming it. How's that, and Cobb? I see and feel her everywhere. Every time I see a little thing that reminds me of chakra, it kind of makes my little wound in my chest open up. And I try and close it up, and sometimes I keep going through these cycles of crying and sadness and stuff. And then after I get through the cycle, then dog food is not healthy, and trying to get wild meat for a carnivorous animal all the time so that they'll be healthy is virtually impossible, especially for somebody like mine. Happened at the exact same time that it needed to. And yeah, like an immediate family, like a blood family. I have my Facebook friends, and friends that have gone beyond just being like a Facebook friend to connect with. And now I'm trying, as many of you know, to get together a community, like a holistic health community. And that's really exciting, and I keep writing new articles. Today, somebody saw that I was trying to sell my leather orthotics, and they said, "Brett, I thought that you were vegan." Not very often, but if I feel like I really need some, I will. And I eat eggs and wild fish, mostly salmon. And I do that because I feel like I need it. I just listen to my body. That's the most important thing, so that everybody knows. And for me, I've achieved a level of not consuming processed meats. I got rid of wheat and dairy 20 years ago, and now I don't consume any processed meats. And so I feel as though that's really pushing me as is, and that's good enough. And there are a lot of different aspects to health. And I recently quit the news, and I've really been focusing on not allowing any bad energies to go in my sugar or some other bad food. It gives you a little break. It slows down your cleansing. It slows down your healing. But you don't hold that forever. You want to move forward. You want to progress. So that's kind of where I'm at. And let's see. Fair enough. Dale. And also, I'm not a movie watcher, and I'm not paying attention to very many things in regards to the mainstream. I really just don't have time for entertainment dish things like that. I'm in for a bit. I like that concept of mindful consumption in all sensory aspects. It's about 6 p.m. here, and I need to go and make some awesome healthy food. Cheers and blessings. Thank you, Tori. Thanks for joining. Good on it. You can skip through it and check out. No, probably not, Joe. You can skip through the self-massage for legs video. Tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to do a self-massage for upper body. Same kind of video with new music, so keep an eye out for that. And thanks for going to brettsnaturalhealth.com and supporting me by buying Millet Hull pillows and body pillows. And right now, my custom orthotics are on sale for $30 off, $65, regularly $95. Check them out at Brett's Natural Health. It's cool that we have 9 people back again. Maybe that's a great little tool right there in itself. Do things with your feet with a soother massage tool. But let's see. So yeah, I've watched a little bit of the headlines, highlights about the news, just to see what was going on, just to kind of keep up here and there. But for the most part, I've gotten rid of it 95%. And I've used that time to do a lot of other great things. And I think that, for the most part, a lot of that has just been taking care of me and relaxing and de-stressing and unwinding. The life that I have now compared to back at the cabin is a lot more chillaxed for sure. I have a lot less, on my plate, and I seem to be doing okay financially. We'll see. I didn't have to dip into my savings this month. That's good. And yeah, I've already seen all those Christmas movie reruns, Joe.